Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's Franchise Empire newsletter. And today we got some good stuff to go over. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate it. And yeah, excited to dive in and keep bringing you the content because I know probably a lot of you guys are home right now and you're just kind of chilling. You're relaxing. You're watching content or movies, spending time with family, relaxing. So we wanted to make sure to get this out to you today and not have it go live. Usually we do this on Wednesdays, but today is Thursday. And so, by the way, if you're watching the replay, let me know if you're type replay. And let me know if you're watching the replay. If you're watching live, type live and let me know that you're watching live. And of course, give this video a big thumbs up. It helps to push it out to more people. But let's dive into what this episode, what we have today. So we're going to talk about some franchisees that are averaging $1 million in their first year with the franchise, which is pretty crazy. We have a disclaimer here around that was the average revenue for reporting franchisees who opened in 2023. We'll talk about a resale in Ohio for less than $250K. We'll talk about how someone avoided buying the wrong franchise, something that a lot of people are afraid of. Maybe that's something that that you are worried about. Oh, and by the way, let's drop that at the bottom to make sure that you are subscribed to get this every week. But new franchise opportunities for 2025 and why this boring business makes a bleep ton of money. I think if I curse, this video can't get monetized. Although we don't even usually monetize this one. I think we got to start doing that. Missing out on opportunity there. Hey, listen, real quick. So we're gonna dive into the franchise, the resale first. But although we have this in the written newsletter, okay, pause. If you don't get this in your inbox on Sunday mornings, make sure to go to thefranchiseempire.com/newsletter so that you can get this and you can read this at your leisure, right? And you don't have to wait for this live stream to come out. But, in here, I know that there's probably some of you right now, you're thinking about, it's the end of the year, you're starting to set some New Year's goals and just really reflect, right? Reflect on how was my year? What's important to me next year? What do I want to accomplish? Do I feel happy and fulfilled in my life, in my career? And those are important questions because I know that for many years I wanted to get out of the corporate world and I really wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. I really, really wanted it really badly. And, there's probably some of you watching who feel that same way. And number one, I want to just encourage you to keep going, to hold on to that vision. And even if, you failed at things before, maybe things haven't worked out. Similar to me, I had a bunch of 9 failed businesses before, my first franchise actually did well and made any money. Keep going after it. Hold on to that vision. Do not give up. And I know specifically for those of you who are in the franchise buying process, maybe you looked at some franchises before, maybe you've worked with a franchise broker, aka franchise consultant, and you've just been left in this position where you feel stuck, really unable, just struggling really to find the right franchise, right here. Then we currently, I'm not sure how much longer we're going to do this. I mean, it's really been something that we've just kind of been piloting so that we can help more people and make our signature zero to profitable franchise system accessible to more people because it's incredibly powerful. It has a 89% higher success rate for franchise buyers than working just with a franchise broker. That's not to knock franchise brokers. We have a whole team of franchise brokers. But really what it specializes in is, number one, helping you find a quality franchise that aligns with your skills budget and is available in your area, really hand-holding you through due diligence so that you can reduce your risk and protect your assets. And then, really, how do you get, after you sign your agreement, getting launched so that you can get off to a fast start, right? And so, we don't work with everyone. That is the catch. You do need to qualify on a variety of fronts. First and foremost, financially, right? And so you need to have at least access to $50,000, whether that's in like a home equity line of credit, whether that's in, retirement accounts, whatever. And really, you need to have a net worth of $250,000 or more. The average person we work with has a net worth between 500 and a million. We work with more, we work with less. Anyways, you can go to franchiseempire.com/ZTPF. The easiest way or you can also just go to franchiseempire.com, which you do not see. Now you do. And then just go to services here on the top left, ZTPF franchise acquisition, and it'll tell you more about how the whole system works. And then you can request access right here in this orange button. So anyways, thanks for sticking around through that whole kind of spiel on that. I don't do that every episode here, but let's go ahead and dive in. And for those of you who may not be familiar with who I am, maybe watching for the first time, I've been a multi-unit franchisee, failed at many businesses prior, and now I'm the CEO and founder of Franchise Empire, where we help people find, vet, and launch money-making franchises. And every week we put out content like this, sharing specific opportunities, as well as just helping to educate you on the franchise buying process so that you can live out your dream life, right? All right, so let's talk about this resale. It's a company called Floor Coverings International. And this, a little bit about Floor Coverings International, aka FCI. And we've helped a couple of clients over the last year or two with FCI. They started in 1988, and they are a well-established leader with over 250 franchise units and locations throughout the United States and Canada. Of course, you are providing custom flooring solutions to residential and commercial customers, including but not limited to wood, tile, carpet, vinyl, and laminate options. This specific resale is in Toledo, Ohio, and the asking price is about just shy of 250 grand, 247. It started in 2018, so you're talking about this business has been up and running for 6 years. If you want information around their sales, you will need to request the information below. And here you can go right there to franchiseempire.com/resales. So if you just type in resales in front of franchiseempire.com, it will lead you to this page and then just click on the button that says get started for free. And you'll need to input your information. And for those of you that are interested in this specific resale, you need to fill that out and put in there that, hey, I'm interested in Floor Coverings International, the resale in Ohio. And we can help get access to at least gross sales, but cash flow, there will be an NDA required through the seller. Non-disclosure agreement, if you're not familiar with that term. So there's this resale has 3 subcontracted crews that have already been used in jobs, and they're ready to do more. They've got online reviews that are all 5 stars, which is great. There's nothing about that takes time, right? You have to actually do work in jobs, I guess, unless you're getting fake reviews, then technically not. But yeah, if they're legitimate reviews, it takes time to accumulate that. There's a mobile showroom, a van that's included in the sale with samples and other equipment. It's only got 3,500 miles on it, and it's 100% paid off. So you may ask, okay, cool, but hey, what's your take on it, Tarek, and your team at Franchise Empire? And again, by the way, these newsletters take a good amount of time to put together every week. And so our team goes out there and, finds these opportunities and does the research and does these type ups on these brands. It takes a lot of effort. So again, if you're watching, it doesn't cost you anything to either hit the subscribe button or just like the video. And it's super helpful for us, and very rewarding for all the time, effort, and energy that we put in with the intention to provide value to you. I was going to say something funny, but anyways, I'm going to move on. All right. Our take is that, look, this is a great turnaround opportunity, right? To hit the ground running and not start from scratch. I mean, if a business is listed at 250, it's probably not hitting it out of the park um, in terms of cash flow. But man, some of these opportunities, been in business 6 years, already done a bunch of jobs. It clearly at that price point is not a top performing franchise. And I mean, at the end of the day, like you typically, if you're going to buy a top performing franchise, you're going to pay for it. I mean, those resales are going to be $700,000, 1.1, 1.3 million. And we've seen that with things that are cash flowing, 300 grand a year or whatever. Those things are priced at like about $1 million and more. But here's the good news about this specific opportunity. According to their FDD, the top 50% of franchise owners, right? They have an average unit volume, meaning the average their business does is 1.8 million. So there's a strong track record of numbers with what some of the franchise owners are producing in the system. And like I said, our team has helped multiple clients purchase a Floor Coverings International franchise. It's a great proven brand with the strong item 19. So if you're someone that is looking to scale a service-based business, you're located in the Toledo, Ohio area, this could be an amazing opportunity for you to hit the ground running. If you'd like to get more information on this specific resale and or be introduced to the seller, go to franchiseempire.com/resales, enter your information, and then you'll be scheduling a call with our team. Or if you're just like, hey, I'm not in Ohio, but I'm interested in learning about what resales may be available in my area, you still go to the same link, do the same thing. And then we have people actually that are saying, hey, I'm actually really interested in resale and I'm willing to move if I find the right business. And we've actually had a client that has done that before. They really like this one franchise. They didn't have territory in their area. They literally moved, not even for resale, but to get a good territory in a franchise brand that has absurd numbers. So franchiseempire.com/resales. Let's go ahead and move on to our franchise of the week. And if you are actually, sorry, we're going to go through a success story first of a new franchise owner. So let's talk about that first. All right, new franchise owner. So Derek was, he was an ideal client. Our team had expressed that a number of times. He was real hungry, just driven, experienced, ready to make a change. That's who we find are some of the best clients to work with and that get the best results is when you're at a point in your life where you're ready to make a change, right? It's like you're at kind of your discomfort level is high, your frustration level is high. You're like, man, I really don't want to do this anymore. I really want to make a change. I really want to become a business owner. I'm really tired of commuting. Whatever it is, something, a lot of times it's internal. A lot of people we're working with, they make six figures and they are considered successful in their career, but they're not happy or they're not fulfilled. Something is missing, right? And if that's you, then it might be time to make a change. Anyways, so he was the director of operations for a fitness concept in his area. He managed 10 locations for the owners. And he had invested in real estate previously, but realized, it wasn't going to replace the income he wanted to make on a yearly basis. And he also wanted to dive into a business to build for himself. So he was originally looking at a Kid Strong concept franchise, which I've talked about in videos before. Actually, my son goes to Kid Strong. He has for like 3 years. But, he really wanted something with lower overhead because those things are not cheap to get up and running. I think they're somewhere between 500 and 700 grand per location. So lower overhead and be able to get up and running more quickly. Anything with a retail location, like after you sign your franchise agreement, it's pretty much going to take you a year before you're open. Finding a location, doing a build out, negotiating a lease, all that jazz. So he ended up buying 2 territories of a Floor Coverings International. And anecdotally, I don't have any specific numbers to share, especially if it's not within the FDD. But I know that he's doing well. That's what I do know. So yeah, congratulations to you, Derek. I know you've been in business for some time now, so this is a little bit of an older share, but congrats to you. Okay, franchise of the week. Oh, and by the way, just want to share, like this happens a lot. Like Derek reached out to us when he was in the middle of kind of looking at some other franchises, but had, doubt. Like he was looking at the Kid Strong, whatever, and he's like, I don't know. I kind of want to see what else is out there. And so, and kind of get a second opinion on that specific concept. And that's how a lot of our best, we wind up working with a lot of our best clients is that they're, they've already kind of been looking or maybe talk to a franchise here or there. But it just felt completely lost and kind of on an island without that one-on-one support and guidance. And they come to us, we work on that criteria very clearly, boom. And then everything just comes together very quickly. Really as quick as you want, but it's a pretty simple process. All right. Franchise of the week. This is one that we've covered in the past. A long time ago. I think it's been like 8 or 9 months. Superior Fence and Rail, but these are the updated numbers. I do believe the original location started in 2001 in our very own Orlando. They started franchising in 2017. Have over 100 units sold in 2024. You'll see why. They were acquired by the Outdoor Living Brands parent company and Power Brands in 2021. They have 2 corporate-owned territories, 240 franchise units. Yeah, these are the updated numbers from 2024. Franchise fee is $59,500. Their royalty starts at 6% and it declines as your revenue increases, which is pretty awesome when franchisors do that, right? Because if you're making $1 million and you're paying 6%, that's $60,000 in royalty, right? But then, that's not the specific numbers. Don't quote me on the sales tiers that I'm saying. But to, potentially be at the 4% as your revenue increases, that's nice because then your margin increases, right? Your profitability increases. And, when you're potentially doing $1 million or more a year, every 1% matters. 1% is 10 grand. 2% is 20 grand on $1 million. So if you have a 2% reduction in cost, in theory, at a certain level, I mean, that can add to your profitability or just allow some reinvestment in business in other areas. Wow, this newsletter really being chatty on this one. National marketing fees, 1%. The total startup cost ranges from $130,000 to $206,000. They're interesting, and they have a 7-year franchise term, where most franchise brands have a 10-year term. Why? I do not know. It's actually something that I'd be really curious to find out. These numbers are as of their FDD, released January 26, 2024. So probably another, the latest one will come out in the next couple months. But so they do exactly what the name says. They're the first fence franchise in the U.S. and they've already established themselves as the leader in the industry. They help both residential and commercial customers with vinyl, wood, aluminum, and chain link fencing, as well as railings and gate entries. And they do offer financing for customers and tout an amazing 98.5 on-time installation rate. That's interesting. System-wide, that'd be wild if it's system-wide with all their franchisees. Let's go over some of the numbers real quick. So gross revenues for the full 12 months ending September 30th, 2023. So that means that they were in business starting at least September of 2022, right? And so there were, let's see, I'm going to look here. It's easier to see the big screen here. So it was compiled from 44 franchisees operating in 6 territories, right? So if we just ran the numbers there, that's 1.5 territories on average per person. And 11 of the 44 franchisees included in the table below operated more than one franchise territory, but reported gross revenue as one location. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. And it excludes 51 franchisees that commenced operation during the reporting period, that started operation in the reporting period. So they weren't open the whole time. So let's look at some of these numbers. So combined, here's the cool thing. They'll show combined multi-territory. The average there for multi-territory owners and single territory, the average you can see is 3 million. And then you can see the range depending upon revenue. But the lowest franchisee doing 378,000, the highest earning franchisee doing 8.9 million. Again, that could be someone that has multiple units. Actually, it is someone that has multiple units. Here's what's crazy though. If you guys want to see this, these are the single territory franchisees. There is a single territory owner that is doing $8.1 million in sales in one territory. Wild. Average for single unit owners is 2.78 million, which is pretty incredible. Median 2.3 million. Again, the lowest performer doing 378,000. So those are some pretty solid numbers overall. And then here's what's pretty cool. I loved that their FDD showed this, by the way. I don't think I can make it. Okay, yeah, I can make it bigger. So they show, okay, the new franchisees, how many there were, and in each year. And you can see that first year, like starting in 2019 did 1.5 million, in 2020 did 1.4, 2021 924,000. Obviously that was right after COVID, and then kind of that COVID bump in home services is part of what happened. People were home, there was stimulus money, stock market was crushing it, and so a lot of home services brands had crazy numbers in 2022, crazy good. So they did 2.2 million in their first year, 2022. And then 2023, new franchisees average of 1.8. And that's out of 15 reporting franchisees, guys. That's pretty incredible. And then it shows the second and third year numbers as well. So, there's not a ton of territories left for this brand. So, for those of you who are interested and learning, hey, is my territory still available? I'm curious. And you want to know if there's some resales, because the resale that we showed for this one in Ohio, there's other ones outside of Ohio available. We only show one resale a week. I guess we could start showing a resale newsletter that just lists kind of all the different areas. That would probably generate the most interest. That is 100% something we're going to do in 2025, by the way. Just made that decision live. You were here, ladies and gentlemen, for that moment. The question is, how long will it take us to execute on it? And but we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. Anyways, if you want to find out if your territory is available, go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. And the alternative is you could go to services, buy a franchise. And when you do that, buy a new franchise, learn how, and it will take you to the check territory page. And click this button that says get started for free. And you'll be able to schedule, you'll enter your info, enter the area that you're looking at, any specific brands, if FCI is one, and then we'll be able to check and have a conversation with you about that. So yeah, and maybe you're just going, hey, I'm not specifically interested in FCI, but I'd love to have a conversation and find out what franchises are available in my area. Then still go to the same place, and we'll be happy to help. So let's talk some just kind of basic info. This business has some extra revenue streams. So in addition to installing, I'm sorry, this is not FCI. This is Superior Fence. In addition to installing fence material to consumers and businesses, they also sell material straight to the customers that prefer to install the fence on their own. That's fascinating. They also sell wholesale fence to the trades, which includes fence contractors, landscapers, carpenters, and handyman. So you basically control the market. You're like, okay, cool. If you don't want to use us, no problem. Like, we won't be the ones that do it, but we're going to supply some of our competitors. So we're still going to figure out a way to make money. Incredible. You're able to turn 8 SKUs, right? So kind of 8 pieces of material, for the easiest term, if you don't know what a SKU is, into hundreds of product options, which is pretty cool. They have buying power, so they have strategic partnerships that allow franchisees to get high quality materials at 20 to 30% lower cost than competitors, which results in increased margin and enhanced profitability. They have an exclusive partnership with Home Depot. So any fence leads are referred to the franchisees for installations thanks to the strategic partnership and national franchise network. Guys, that's epic. And this collaboration gives you a steady stream of qualified leads to fuel your business. Large territories. The population for one territory is at least 400,000, which is superior than a lot of other franchisees. You'll own the major metro areas with just one franchise fee. Super cool stuff, guys. Also, again, high revenue potential. We talked about the numbers just a minute ago. So, again, if you're interested, go to franchiseempire.com/check territory. Last but not least, on your latest episode of the Franchise Empire Show, which is being rebranded to the Zero to Profitable Franchise podcast. Again, we talked about why this boring business makes a bleep ton of money, and we break down some specific franchise opportunities. So if you like this format, you like talking about numbers and hearing kind of the breakdown of the different businesses, well, guess what? That's exactly what this episode is. It's us breaking down and talking about different businesses. So you can watch it on YouTube. If you go to our Franchise Empire our Franchise Empire YouTube channel, just type in Franchise Empire, bada boom, bada bing. That will take you to that YouTube channel, and subscribe there because it's different than our other channel. And or you can listen on any podcast platform wherever you consume your podcast. So that's it. That's a wrap. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your holidays. Happy New Year. And let's just look at the calendar here. We will have our newsletter going live January 1 on Wednesday at 4 p.m. just like usual. So look forward to seeing you guys there. Have a good one. Peace.